one of the co-founders of Reserve. This video introduces Reserve overall. We're going to tell you about the main problems with money that we're trying to solve, how we're trying to solve them, the progress we've made so far, and how you can use what we've already built and help us build what's next. It's longer than a normal intro video because we want you to really get it. If you already kind of know what Reserve is basically doing but don't understand why or how we're doing it, this video will get you to the next level. Reserve is basically a new approach to currency. If it were to fully succeed, it would be used by the majority of people in the world. Like every person, business, bank, and government would be able to make every payment, fill every savings account, and make every loan using this new approach to money. And it's meant for everybody. And it's meant for everybody because we all have the same problem, which is inflation. The prices go up for almost everybody in almost every country. This happens every year, every decade, every century. The prices just keep going up. And sometimes it happens slowly, sometimes it happens alarmingly fast, and sometimes, like right now in many places, the prices go up medium fast, and that still really adds up over time. The International Monetary Fund has consumer price data going back to 1960 for a lot of countries, and that's what we're showing here on this chart. The lines that go off the top of the chart are countries where prices have gone up more than 20x. But even in the US, prices have gone up 8x in that time. That means that if your family saved any money in US dollars since 1960, you can only buy 1/8 as much now as you could then, an 87% loss in purchasing power. Why? Why do the prices always go up? The prices always go up because we always print money. Or more specifically, we always print money faster than our economies can handle it. Economists have known for a long time that overprinting money leads to price inflation. Here's Milton Friedman showing the relationship back in 1978.
I just want to settle for once and for all the point that inflation is a monetary phenomenon. That proposition has been documented over and over again. We have evidence for the United States for over 100 years, for Great Britain for 200 years, for Sweden for 200 years. That chart is for the United States, and it covers the 13 years from 1964 through 1976. And one of those charts is the quantity of money per unit of output, and the other line is the consumer price index.
Let's decode what he's saying here. The green line is money being printed, and the red line is prices. So you can see that as more money is printed, prices go up proportionally. Prices are going up because the dollar is being diluted, and that reduces its value. The green line is not just showing the amount of money in circulation, it's actually showing the money supply divided by the size of the economy. That's why he said quantity of money per unit of output. What this means is that if the money supply were growing at the same rate as the economy, for example, if they were each growing at 2% per year, that green line actually would have been flat. To the extent that it's steeper than flat, that's because we're printing money faster than the economy is growing. So this shows that in the 70s, we were printing money quite quickly relative to economic growth, and inflation was moving at the same quick pace as well.
But you may say that's only for the United States. But what about other countries? The next slide is for Germany for the same period. And again, you will see the same story. Well, the United States and Germany are very similar countries. What about another country? That's for Japan, and you will notice that Japan experienced a much greater price rise than either the United States or Germany did. Let's have the next chart, which is for Great Britain. You can see each one of these has a little bit more inflation than the preceding one, but each one of them, you again have the same relationship in every case between the quantity of money and prices. Or what explains the next chart for Brazil? Now that's an inflation that's really an inflation. That's none of these baby inflations we've been playing with. Of course, there are still better ones in Argentina and Chile, but we don't have a big enough room.
So why does printing more money make money less valuable. When people have more money, they're willing to spend more. They actually feel like things are worth more. Johnny Harris puts this really clearly in his video on inflation.
Inflation is when there is more money in the economy than stuff to spend it on. But if you're like me, the simplest definition never does it for you. So let's try this. Imagine a village that has one market where people buy all of their stuff, their food, their clothes. But one day the government shows up because they're worried about the economy of this village. So they tell the people that if they want to take out a loan, they're going to make sure that the banks will not charge them a high interest rate. They want to encourage the people to take out loans and spend money. Oh, and they also drop off a giant pile of cash for everyone in the village. And everyone in the village is like, sweet, I'm feeling pretty rich. Villagers now are going to their market and they're buying way more stuff. Many of them have been eyeing the fancy electric bike in the market that before they couldn't justify, but now they totally can because they have all this new money. The store owner's like, sweet, this is great for business, but he's running out of bikes. In fact, he's running out of everything because now all of these people have extra money and they're buying way more than they used to. The store owner's like, I can't keep up with all this demand. I should raise prices. And that is inflation.
In this case, it didn't work out that badly for the villagers. Prices went up, but they had all that free money to make up for it. The thing is, it doesn't usually work that way. We don't usually print money and hand it all out perfectly evenly to everybody. We often spend it in concentrated ways. For example, we might print a bunch of money and then use that to bail out a particular bank. Or we might print a bunch of money and use that to pay back lenders that we borrowed from in order to fund a war. Ray Dalio just wrote a great book about when and why we do this.